welcome inside of our Maples Pavilion studios with Kevin Dana. I'm Tim Swartz here with the Cardinal Channel for our Cardinal Channel weekend recap. And Kevin, I think we're going to say this every single week. It was a busy week on the farm.
Oh, it certainly was a great weekend for football, soccer, volleyball, field hockey. We'll talk about all of those sports in more depth as this program goes along, but certainly busy weekend and a productive weekend as well.
Yeah, we'll start things off with football, and we'll let you know what happened in the match with UCLA at Stanford Stadium. It was a packed house, and we'll see the sights and sounds in this week's version of Game Time.
College football is more than a team game. College football is a community event. Inside the locker room, it starts with the fire of the leader.
If you want to be great, you better be all in. You better have your boys back all night for 60 minutes of Cardinal football.
Which spreads to the field with preparation and focus of his troops. That inferno ignites, a student body ready to explode. The cauldron this night was full and at its boiling point. Armed with the advice from an old friend to keep taking territory in this conflict, we were ready to battle. The visitors looked to silence the locals with an early score. Not tonight. Not in our house. Though, this team is built on the backs of more than 100 strong. It doesn't hurt to have one who rises above all. On the Cardinals' first drive, we found that one scintillating catch wasn't enough.
Luck takes the shotgun snap. He's pressured. He's hit as he throws. And the pass is caught by Kobe Fleener one-handed.
The offensive fire was lit by hands but raged into a blaze in the open field.
Fake handoff. Luck back to pass. He wants to go deep. He's got his man. Caught Fleener. He's going to go to the end zone. To the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown.
Next, the explosive Cardinal rushing game found pay dirt via traditional.
They'll give it to Taylor, and he squirts ahead, gets to the goal line. It's a touchdown. Luck takes a snap, hands it off to Taylor into the end zone. Touchdown, Stephon Taylor.
And modern devices.
Wilkerson comes in. McGaffney from the Wildcat into the end zone. Touchdown.
There are two sides to this story. When a teammate goes down, it is the whole that must rise. Brothers answered the call with force and fury. An entire community wielded victory for Stanford over UCLA. Players, coaches, and fans came together and celebrated a 45-19 win. In its purest form, college football is about two things: pride in your school and pride in your locker room.
You saw the sights and sounds from /Stanford Athletics, and if you like us on our Facebook page, the Cardinal Channel. Back here in the Maples Pavilion studios with Kevin Dana, and for Stanford, we look forward. They're taking on Colorado. It'll be a 4:30 start. We'll have our Cardinal Channel live show at 3 p.m., and the Buffaloes kind of come in as kind of a maligned team in the Pac-12 South Division.
Yeah, they're 1-4 this season, coming off a very tough loss against Washington State, 31-27. They're 0-2 in the Pac-12, but both of those losses very close games. In addition to that Washington State loss, a 3-point loss in overtime against Cal at home.
Yeah, they defeated Colorado State. They defeated Cal in a non-conference game, and they lost at Hawaii to start the season. But for Stanford, I think the big key for this game, they need to be healthy. They've had injuries to, Carrington, Browning. Lions didn't play parts of that game against UCLA. Delano Howell was a little bit slow the last play he played on defense. And obviously Shane Scove, being healthy is going to be important for Stanford on defense.
Yeah, it certainly is. Now, Stanford did a fine job without their main gun in the middle, Shane Scove, holding UCLA to 19 points as a team that gets 4 touchdowns on average. But still, you need to have 11 solid guys out there defensively, or else, Colorado can put up some points.
And Colorado, a very explosive offense. So we'll look around the farm for some other action. And for Stanford, right here inside of Maples Pavilion, it was a sweep weekend. Getting back on track was the women's volleyball team. They had a 3-set sweep over Arizona State. And then on Sunday, a little bit of trouble in the first 2 sets with Arizona. The first set was 25-21. The second set, they lost to Arizona 25-23. But from then on, the last 2 sets, Stanford really ended the weekend strong.
They very well did, and their defense was fantastic all weekend long. Offensively, the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Week, she hit 502 during the weekend, so a great weekend for her as well, and that front line was just fantastic.
So for the Cardinal, this weekend a little bit challenging, though, as they go on the road.
Yeah, they face Oregon State and Oregon. Oregon, a top 15 team, tied for first in the Pac-12, but they haven't faced any of the California schools yet. So this is going to be a very tough weekend. I think for both teams to kind of see where they are. Stanford's 0-3 on the road, but they've had their 3 toughest road games. It'll be interesting to see how they do against another top 15 opponent in an opposing gym.
Yeah, and you see Stanford getting ready for those matches they had this weekend, some of the action from this weekend as they defeated Arizona and Arizona State. So the Cardinal 3-3 in conference towards the middle, something they're not really used to, but they've already got the 3 toughest road matches probably this season out of the way. And remember, 5 of the top 6 teams in the country are in the Pac-12. So elsewhere around the farm this weekend, here with, I could call him the voice of varsity field turf for the field hockey team, Kevin Dana. And we had Becky Drew, Steph Byrne on our Cardinal Channel Live program, which you can also see here on YouTube. They once again delivered on Friday night.
They certainly did. Knocked off Robert Morris by a score of 1-0. Now, maybe that's not the score they were looking for. Robert Morris is a 500 team out of the Northeast Conference, but they outshot Robert Morris 23-3. So, I mean, they controlled that match from start to end, and a nice goal for Katie Mitchell. It was her third of the season, came in the second half, and she's been very solid all year long. Obviously, the captain's doing a great job. Stephanie Byrne, third leading point getter, and then Becky Drew has 9 goals and 1 assist as a defender.
Coach Danielson's crew is very close to a school record as well.
Yeah, they have 8 straight victories, and the school record is 9, so they're tied for second longest. They got 8 in a row to start off the 2009 campaign. So looking forward, this is a group that's been doing very well. Number 6 in the country is tied for a program best. And they have a big weekend coming up, Tim, at Harvard, at Vermont, or at New Hampshire. New Hampshire, another top 10 team.
So we move on from field hockey to the 2 soccer teams. We'll start out with the men's team. Stanford started out this week. I was actually just talking to Brett Simon. He said this is going to be the last weekend when was easily the hardest weekend of the year in the Pac-12 conference. They went to San Diego State. They went to UCLA. Couldn't pick up a result. Fell 1-0 at San Diego State, who's having a very strong season. And UCLA was a preseason number 2. Stanford dropped that match 2-0. Both matches were tied going into the second half. And the Cardinal just couldn't finish them out. And then this weekend they'll have a tough match. Coach Simon was saying a very even match as always with California on Sunday night.
Yeah, that's going to be a big match. 6 p.m. here at Kagan Stadium. Definitely come out for that one. And definitely a must-win, I'd say, for the Cardinal after having that tough road trip in Southern California. But kind of like women's volleyball, their toughest road trips out of the way. So I guess there's never really an easy game in conference, but your 8 easiest games are in front of you.
Yeah, Pac-12 in men's soccer, just 6 teams. And Stanford has played very well defensively this season. They've just had some trouble scoring goals. On the other side, the women's soccer team, well, they went up to the Washington schools, and they had probably, maybe their 2 toughest games on the road this year as they go into Pac-12 play. They've had some ties on the road, but they went to Washington State, an overtime victory. Lindsey Taylor had a diving header in overtime to win that match, and then after that, they went to Washington, tied at half, and they just had a 1-0 win, but they're both victories.
Yeah, certainly. And what a diving header from Lindsey Taylor to finish off Washington State. And then Teresa Noyola with the game-winning goal in Seattle to take down the Huskies. And Washington State, not really one of those teams you think of as a powerhouse in soccer, but they have given Stanford fits these past few years. A couple years ago when Stanford went up to the Palouse, they were down 1-0 late in that game. I think it was an 86th or 87th minute goal from Kristen Press to tie that one up, and eventually Stanford win in overtime. But the Cougars and the Huskies, very solid soccer programs.
So Coach Radcliffe, also speaking to him at the Arriaga Family Sports Center, he was saying, tough weekend. You have number 2 UCLA, and he was really concerned about USC because they haven't won yet, but they're in conference, but they're very talented. They're one of the most talented teams in the country, and whenever you have Stanford UCLA in women's soccer, it's a huge match, so not to look forward past that match.
No, certainly, and should Stanford beat USC on Friday, be Coach Ratcliffe's 200th career victory, both including his wins at St. Mary's and Stanford. So a big weekend for Coach Paul Ratcliffe as well.
So another big weekend on the farm coming up. This has been your Cardinal Channel Weekend Recap. A reminder, 3 p.m. for the 4:30 football start. We'll be live here on youtube.com/Stanford Athletics or thecardinalchannel.com for our next live broadcast. For Kevin, for Kari, for Troy, for everybody here, we'll see you next time.
You're going to demand certain things from your players, and you have to outline expectations, and you have to hold them accountable to a standard.
My name is Bender, I play the trumpet, and we are running around Palo Alto and just rocking out and getting everybody super, super stoked about Stanford and for the football season and the rest of the sports and stuff. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome, man. Love you guys. Go Stanford.
It was a random act of musical anarchy. It was great.
We love the Cardinal Channel! Go
Stanford! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the tree race.
And they're off. You hear the gunshot. They are running.
As they come through the quad, the band member chasing him. Oh, there he goes down. It's a 2-horse race.
The other two look back and say, hey, all the better for us. It is now a 2-person race. And the trees are going to get distracted right here by a couple of wacky band members.
He's not focused on the prize. He needs to keep going.
Horns and Oh, photo op time. They'll chill for a second.
Back to the race. Thanks everybody for joining us in the tree race. We are live here from Stanford University. You know, it's the biggest campus in the entire country, and these trees have to run the entire campus. Let's see if they can keep going.
In the main quad now, Top Hat has the lead, he appears. But hey, look at this. I'm not sure this is even legal. One of the trees decided to take the marguerite. I thought this was supposed to be on foot. There's last year's tree now. And he'll take a quick break to say hi to a couple of people chilling on the lawn. Catch up with our Top Hat tree. He's going to get a quick drink before he is back off and running.
He wants to play volleyball. All right, let's get him a tryout. John Costi, John Dunning, give this man a tryout.
Now he's caught up with the other two.
Down the stretch they come.
This thing is starting to thicken as we get closer to the football stadium.
Top Hat tree coming strong.
They are approaching the stadium. The band cheers on. We are just about at the tunnel.
To Foster Field they go. To the finish line. And it is a photo finish.
Hey, what's up? I'm Ditto. I'm the manager of the Stanford Band. We're here at Cal at Haas Pavilion. We were out for a battle with Cal outside. We were out there for about an hour. As far as we're concerned, we won because they played their fight song, a short version of it. So we played ours and left, and then they played some more, and then played a full version of their fight song, and that's
cheating.
Cheating.
It's kind of cheating.
Pretty much.
It's kind of cheating.
But it was a great battle. We had a good time with them.
Just a minute ago at the Battle of the Bands, I broke my drum. But it's okay because the band won, and that's all I really care about.
It's always fun to see Cal. They're kind of like our, kid brother in terms of rocking out. And we try and educate them a little bit. We had a great time here. And go Cardinal.
That doesn't sound that hard. Hey Stanford fans, I'm Alyssa with the Cardinal channel, and I'm here with Josh from Game Management. So could you tell me a little bit about your job?
Yeah, so we pretty much are anywhere from before scenes. We set up barricades, we set up red flagging, we do a lot of tables, chairs, parking lot setups, pretty much anything that goes into getting the game ready to go.
That doesn't sound that hard.
It's pretty hard.
first things first, this game it's an honor to win, to play such a great team, and I know going into this game it was pure revenge. Like, we were out to get them. So turning that page has never been a big problem for this team. As Jay said earlier, we kind of go in and out of big games all the time. Our division is probably, the Pac-12 is probably the hardest in the country. I think the mindset going into the last 10, 15 minutes when we still hadn't scored was we have 10 minutes to redeem everything that happened in the final game last year.
We're back here on the Cardinal Channel Weekend Recap. I'm Kevin Dana. Tim Swartz had to step out for an assignment, a piece you will see on the Cardinal Channel Live pregame show this coming Saturday. And won't tell you what that piece is, but it has something to do with one of the coaches here on the farm. You will see that piece on our next pregame show. That will be a 3 p.m. start for us ahead of the 4:30 p.m. start time of the Colorado game this Saturday here at Stanford. Let's talk some more sports and what happened this past weekend. We're going to start with swimming. The women's swimming team knocked off San Jose State in a dual meet, 167 to 125 last Friday afternoon. It was their first dual meet victory of the season in their first meet of 2011. 3 different swimmers for Stanford won a couple of events, including Maddie Schaefer and Andy Taylor, to go along with diver Stephanie Phipps. So Stanford getting off to a good start. They're going to have their next home meet at the George Haynes Invitational on the weekend of October 14th and 15th. They won that a couple of years ago. They're going to host it again as Hawaii, Nevada, and Utah all come into town. And Utah, a conference foe now, as we welcome the Utes into the Pacific 12 Conference. On the men's side, a successful weekend for them, a dual meet in the 8-3-1, taking on the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs, and Stanford won each and every event at that dual meet, as Jason Bollier won 2 events, including the 50 free and 100 free. So Stanford 2-0 of 100 back rather and 50 free. So Stanford is 2-0 this season in dual meets. They also knocked off the Gents of Centenary down in the Dirty South in Louisiana. So they are 2-0. Their next home meet is going to be on October 14th as they will take on the Hawaii Warriors. So again, that'll be the weekend of the 14th, that Friday, October 14th, as they take on the Hawaii Warriors at the Avery Aquatics Center. So be sure to stay tuned for that, as the Stanford men's team has won 30 Pac-10 titles. Now they'll be working on a Pac-12 title, and they finished 3rd last year at the NCAA meet. On the women's side, 6 straight top 5 finishes for them, and they are back-to-back Pac-10 champions, as they will look to become Pac-12 champions this year. We're going to take a quick break here on the Cardinal Channel Weekend Recap. When we come back, some golf, water polo, and sailing action to cover up.
What's going to happen? We're going to be asking, we're coming around to you.
We are the coaches of Stanford University. Together we represent 19 varsity teams. All the women and coaches, assistant coaches wanted to show their support for breast cancer awareness. You know, we're very excited that women's volleyball, football, basketball, we have a Think Pink Day, and that it's not just one day, but it's something that should happen all year long. Go Pink, go Stanford.
Cut that part out.
Breast cancer awareness is so important. I personally have been affected, multiple people in my family. Most recently, 3 years ago, I lost my aunt to breast cancer. So we'd love to get the word out, make sure everyone's getting tested. It was emotional for me to see all these great coaches unite for a cause that's bigger than any one of us. Go Pink, go Stanford.
1 in 3 represented the United States national team. I think it's important to promote awareness and education in something that can be prevented. I think just create awareness among our spectators, our fans, and make sure that we're all aware of early detection and getting to our doctors and getting your mammograms and being a part of the cure. Go Pink, go Stanford.
1 in 8 will be affected by breast cancer. I think it's really special. I think that our voices collectively carry a lot of weight, and I think for us to come behind something so important as this, I think can really have a tremendous impact on people. It's easy to forget about something so important, but the more we can get the message out to the community, the better. Anything I can do to help get the word out to women to get tested early, hopefully that will get one woman in there who gets tested early, and maybe she's able to catch something. Go Pink, go Stanford.
Go Pink, go Stanford!
So that was the Go Pink, Go Stanford marketing feature that our very own Bud Anderson and Anthony Benares shot. A great piece, and I'll tell you, Bud's behind the camera. He's a great editor and great shooter as well. Amazing with the camera. Hopefully I'm making him blush right now. But also behind the scenes, we have Kari Jones and Troy Brown on the audio, Kari Jones directing. So that was the Go Pink, Go Stanford. We had Caroline O'Connor, the women's golf head coach, to talk on the pregame show last Saturday, and great to have her on. Men's golf, they're going to be busy this weekend. They go to the Prestige at PGA West Tournament in La Quinta on this weekend, October 9th to 11th. Starts on Sunday, ends on a Tuesday. So be a long weekend ahead for Conrad Ray and company. Conrad Ray, the head men's golf coach. They will be in action. And men's water polo this past weekend, fantastic weekend for them. They went down to Landry Fieldsville in Los Alamitos, California, and went 4-0 in the SoCal tournament. It was their first SoCal tournament title since 2002 as they knocked off Princeton 14-3, Pepperdine 7-6. But get this, USC, the number 1 team in the country, 6-4, and then number 3 Cal in the championship, 10-9 in overtime. Stanford was the number 4 team in the country entering that weekend's tournament, and they come out 4-0 there. They are now 7-2 this season. They will have a rematch with Pepperdine, a team they beat by just 1 goal this weekend, and they will also host Hunter Armour, another one of our Cardinal Channel producers and editors, his UCSB Gauchos this weekend at Avery Aquatic Center. So a lot of good water polo coming your way. The women's water polo team coming off a national championship. So men's water polo trying to get it done on their side. Again, you can catch them this weekend as they play host to Pepperdine and UCSB as they are 7-2 on the season, and certainly moved up a couple spots in their poll as they started last weekend number 4, then knocked off number 1 USC and number 3 Cal. On the sailing side of things, this will be the last sport we wrap up for you here this week. They took 13th place at the Denmark Trophy in the first co-ed regatta of the season. The underclassmen doing very well in the B division squad. Freshman Hans Hankin and sophomore Tally Buckstaff guiding that B division squad to a tie for 7th place. They had a score of 126 points. That tied them with Roger Williams and Boston College as their B division squad looking very solid. And this coming weekend sailing will be at Navy for the Navy Fall Women. So you have that to look forward to here if you are a big sailing fan. So once again, a great weekend for all Stanford sports. Have a lot of action coming up on the farm this weekend. Both soccer squads are going to be home. Football is going to be home. Volleyball will be away. So will field hockey. But water polo will be here as well. So you will have plenty to keep yourself busy with this weekend. Please do come out. That's going to be it for us here on the Cardinal Channel Weekend Recap. For Kari Jones, Troy Brown, my name is Kevin Dana. The left side of my face is about to fall asleep. Just had a couple of cavity fills, but It was great to be able to talk some Stanford sports with you. Catch us next week here on the Cardinal Channel Weekend Recap as we will recap the Colorado football game, the UCLA women's soccer game, and much more here on the cardinalchannel.com. You can find us there, or youtube.com/Stanford Athletics. Have a good weekend, everybody. Have a good week, a great weekend, and go Card.
This
is our year. This is our time.
Our time.
This is our team. This is our chance
to prove ourselves.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to do more than we've done before.
This is our opportunity.
This is our school. This is our university.
This is 14.
14!
Filming the 19 Hours project is where we have 19 hours to basically come up with an idea and film a promotional video for one of the Stanford teams. We're Stanford Field Hockey and we're the first team doing it.
We're definitely going to be showcasing all our really cool tricks that we've been practicing on the season and showcasing like different parts of campus.
The team has been practicing weeks in, weeks out, all over summer. They've been practicing their skills, so we're ready.
This is
hold on.
the 10 meter.
Okay, let's move on. Next location.
I went off the high dive, I messed up a skill, and the ball fell off, so I guess I had to jump off and get it. The scariest part was being mid-air for too long. It was a little nerve-wracking, I couldn't show any fear, but it was fine, it was good.
We're here at Hoover Tower right now and just doing some tricks. So this is Courtney and Cope, and you'll be seeing them do the hover Hoover trick. Elise and Anna were trying to do a trick where they had to use their body, so that it was really hard for them because the ball was wet and so it would slide off easily, but I thought they did a pretty good job. If you can learn to play in any circumstance, you're going to become a better team.
Tell me about that trick and why is it hard to do?
It's really hard to do because you hit yourself in the head if you don't place the ball right.
Like these guys are. That you can.
Well, you know, I think it was pretty clear that we took it to them.
Yeah! What? Come on, bring it! What? What do you got on me? What? Huh?
Our team's all about speed, and so, you know, we kept our feet moving. They played, I'd say, very static.
Static game. I just think they were blown away by the
skill that we had.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, go!
We could do a wide shot, and then every time they touch sticks, I'll have them freeze. I'll come in, I'll do a sweep around.
Stop. Okay, so go ahead.
Hi, I'm Becky Drew with Stanford Women's Field Hockey.
And I'm Seth Byrne.
This is 19 Hours.
Guys, we are done.
How's that?
You guys killed.